I heard that somewhere. I wasn't there. So now the expectations were very high when I saw your name there. And you completely met the expectation, started with a song. Never felt like that you are new to Toastmaster family. But you were not only using your hand gesture, you were orchestrating the stage. You know, when you orchestra, your smirk, your smile, your muscles, your hand movement, your leg movement, you were not wearing slippers. So you were more like not just it was not only a speech, it was a drama altogether. A lot of act in it. So I really love that. But I was also interested to know how that slow burning process made you what you are today. So I was more interested, you talked about your mentor, right? And we know Devapriya, the capability she holds, but how did it happen? You talked about that you sat together and then you decided, but she would have given you some tips, tricks, or something she would have pointed out which you have worked upon and come back and you have become such an accomplished speaker. I was more interested to hear about the process also. Stories connect with the audience. You started beautifully with your mother, but you know, when you talk about mentor, you should also talk about stories. How were you before and how life changed? You should have given a situation which would have engrossed me completely, right? Great gesture when you went up to Viraj and you asked a question to him. So you are brilliant and you are here to stay. I wish you all the very best and God bless you, Toastmaster free. Wow. Coming to table topic. Wow, I think table topic, thankfully, this time I was a general evaluator because the topic which had come up, you know, being a soldier, someone like Toastmaster Joe, and you really get inspired. I have been inspired through him, but one feedback I have for you is that you come for a meeting and you make that impact and for the next 2 months you're off. So you should, so we in CJTM, I will tell you, we also have an option to join online. We'd love to see you in the backyards of UK and different across the world and see you there on Sunday, if it's possible, right? So I miss you, but otherwise very interesting, and we should include this role in our next meeting. That is a suggestion to our VP Education. Moving on, I will quickly evaluate the TMOD. The TMOD started with a bang. A lot of humor. My expectations were really high, and he somewhere lived up to the expectation. He literally roasted Viraj, and we all had fun. We all enjoyed. So, and the humor, I think his application of humor is something which comes very naturally to him because humor is a very difficult subject. So I am suggesting him that he should take this forward. He should take this forward and beyond, and he should make it a mean for a secondary earning. You know, I would want to see you as a stand-up comedian in one of the clubs and want to follow you in a YouTube channel. But do not go over the board, otherwise you can be a latent story. High on energy, you explained the flow of the meeting beautifully. I think you gave feedback about all the speakers at the end after they finished. Good introduction of all the role players, including myself. I'm still so pleased the way you introduced me. But what I found missing is that when you talk about mastery, mastery is about perfection, building yourself. So you should have had some activities or some game, or would have given a 5-minute section of how can you become a master. So if reading is a quality, or if you want to perfect a skill, how do you go about it? So I was looking for that. The entire process I think was missing because of paucity of time, or maybe you have held yourself back. So if I want to become as humorous as Saif is, how do I go about the process? You are a master of humor. How do I become a master of humor? So I was looking for that kind of got missing, but I was totally entertained, totally thrilled, and we wish that you come back again with something new and something more humorous. The Toastmaster of Table Topic Master of the Day. I think whenever you start, your energy level is very high, and throughout somehow you keep that energy very high. But that is also the flip side. You need to go down and then again raise up. You cannot because when you're on the high pitch and you're constantly on the high pitch, after a point that becomes a part of your character. You're a high pitched man. But when you want to communicate, when you want to become a better communicator, issues. I'm not distracted. When you want to become a better communicator, you should have flow of your words. You should go low, you should go high. Just enjoy the stage. I think you explained the role, but I think your theme of the table topic was nowhere related to mastery, which I thought should have been. And you've changed the format in between. First you started with proverbs and then you went to a situation. So you should be consistent in your approach, but I think you are a great asset to the team and thank you for taking up the role. Quickly, I just one line for all the table topic speakers, since I took the pain to write it down and I think we should close on time. We started with Viraj. Viraj completely missed every cloud as a silver lining. That means that at the end of every chaos, there's something positive. But you went into the way of the cloud and the silver lining. So somewhere you missed the bus, which was the translation of the proverb. But I really enjoyed the way you started with all your emotions behind. So it was a speech in itself, maybe not related to the proverb, but I love listening to you. Don't count the chickens before they hatch, Toastmaster Senawal. Good start with the beginning. I was instantly grasped, but you used a Hindi dialect in between, but you didn't translate it. I think this topic had a lot of things. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. We do this every day. So if you would have made it more realistic, which could have related to people at large, there was a lot of scope in improvement for the topic, but the way you spoke, I think brilliant. A lot of learning for me personally when I hear you. Actions speak louder than word. I think Toastmaster Stuti, right? Yes, Stuti, sorry. You were earlier a Toastmaster. I kind of, between action and words, again, when I look at a speaker, I want a story. Then only I can connect. But there was no story. You were trying to, clear that 1 minute, that because you're an old Toastmaster, how you finish that 1 minute. You are a wonderful speaker. I think I was also a busy man for last 15 years, right? I thought I did not have time in my, but now when I'm so attached to Toastmaster, it's very difficult to be away from Toastmaster now. So you should come back, and CJTM is the place. Can we give So grass is greener on the other side, Toastmaster sad. So the way you think on your feet, talking about someone else's wife when you don't have one. So you should soon get a wife because your speeches are inclined towards getting a woman in life. Again, I was looking for a story because you are a good storyteller. You should have connected with the story, but hats off for a good take on the topic. The penny saved is a penny earned by Toastmaster Sharik. So I think you started with your hands tied behind. I thought you were going to be put into bars now. But I think we should, when you are there on the stage, you get conscious. You should, I know this is new for you, new format for you. But you should see whenever you come to the stage, what was the thing which was pitfall and how have you overcome it? So it should be there in your mind. It's just like, when you are starting a new subject. So I wanted to start Python. So there is a level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. So when I start level 2, I should be sure that I have complete mastery over level 1. So have you done that? But I think a lot of learning from where you started, the first day I saw you here, and now you are raising your hand and taking up a table topic. I think big round of applause to our very own Toastmasters. Sorry. 2 more to go, bear with me before lunch is being served somewhere for you. Toastmaster Costa, I think if you are there, what goes around comes around, that literally means karma. It was not a ball going out of the stadium, but you really managed to swing the bat and take the ball out of the stadium. So this is also a learning for most of us, right? See, talking in English is different, but having content is different. For that, you need to develop in today's time, and all of us are working professional, right? And it's a very, very competitive world, right, madam? Right, Suti? Isn't it a competitive world? You need to constantly improve yourself. Just knowing English is basic, but having content within you is what is the need of the hour. You have to take up hobbies like reading or joining any other club, where you acquire the content, or join any online classes. So I think a lot of us miss the proverb because we were not accustomed to it, because English is not a first language. You cannot teach an old dog new tricks. So the idea was that you cannot change old habit, but you actually went and made yourself into a dog who cannot be taught a new trick. But there was a lot of learning that, since beginning we are hard-coded in a way we are. how do you change that habit, right? So we were looking for ways which, because since we see you as someone who is very aspiring, how can you change your old habits? How can you change your old habits, which we all are some. I was a smoker, I left smoking. I was a smoker for 15 years, bagging 20 cigarettes a day. And how did I change it? He could have connected it with a story. But thank you so much. Can we hear it for Toastmaster Avenue? Lastly, Toastmaster Manoj, color describe yourself to a blind person. So it was describing, you are a color. You're describing yourself to a blind person. The way you built up the story, I was like, oh my God, this is going to be another level of speech. But then you ended up talking about why blue is your favorite color. So you are blue. How do you communicate to others that you are blue? So you should talk about the attributes of blue. But the way you speak, you are an accomplished, I think you are attaining moksha in Toastmaster, and we all look forward to you. Thank you so much, Manoj, for being so bubbly, so alive, so enigmatic throughout. Wow, and I wish someone can also evaluate me. Lastly, let's close the flow of the meeting. Meeting started with a very positive, where did I keep it? Okay. We started on time. We were much better prepared than earlier. Kajal started with a question, and all of us were very inclined to the question. She was very high on confidence from the time we've been seeing her, and today it was a different Kajal altogether. She moved from becoming the Kajal in Bazigar to the Kajal she is today. Right, but having said that, you started on a very serious note. So, people like to start a meeting with a light-hearted banter or, some fun. You should try to, because as and when you take up more roles and take up longer speeches, try to get the audience attention with some. I think Presiding Officer Virat, very high on energy, excellent. He has been doing the role. I think he can write books on how to become a presiding officer now. So I think no recommendation for him. He is being outstanding. My president. He is my, Trump. He's my Trump. So all boxes ticked. Thank you so much. The audience was very lively, very energetic, very enigmatic, and it's my privilege to be a general evaluator today. Thank you. Signing off.